Hello everyone. Hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a dark reaction. This is Road Live and my name is Matt. And it's been a while. But I'm not gonna do this shit again. I just made like a 20 minutes video where I just tried to remember what the fuck happened in Dark, and I explained that it's been like a year since since I watched season 2. So I'm not gonna do that shit again. If you wanna like get caught up as to where I am with Dark right now, go watch that video. But right now we're doing season 3 of Dark. And yeah, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be very, very confusing. I don't remember like half of the cast names. That's fine, names don't really matter. I just gonna give them nicknames. And like I remember them, I just don't remember their names. But that's fine. We can roll with things. But yeah, I remember some shit. I made like some kind of recap. It's there in the video, so if you want to check that out. And I talk about it for a while, but that's it. We have a new setup since like a year ago. We do have a new setup. Like I changed that setup like very shortly after I finished Dark Season 2, by the way. It was like 3 weeks after I finished Dark Season 2 that I changed this setup to this. And I changed the lighting a couple of times. And in fact, this lighting is new because like that light bulb died on me like a couple hours ago, and I had to change it for a new one. And this new one is very shiny. It has a lot of light in it, and it's weird because that shit gives more light than these two lights that I have in front of me right now. Like I have two lights, and that shit is shinier than these two shits. So there's this weird thing where like the background is way more illuminated than I am, and that's not great. But sure, we'll roll with that. Like, look at this shit. Look at this light. I wish I was over there, but my computer's over here, so I don't know. I could like move everything around in order to like be on that corner, which is something that I was already planning on doing. But I don't know. I'll figure that shit out later. Anyway, Dark season 3. I remember only like half of what happened. I did do an attempt at a recap and understanding. I watched a recap video on things. I wrote down a TXT just to remember it even better. And I went over it for like 20 minutes. This is as prepared as I'm gonna be, I feel like. Nothing else is gonna fit in my brain. So I think we can just start. Shoutouts to like literally everyone who has been like, yo, are you gonna watch Dark Season 3? Yes. Sorry I didn't have time on my schedule, but I do now, so this is what we're doing. And by the way, while you weren't here, I did watch The Expanse, and I did finish like Doctor Who up to the current shit, and I'm watching Torchwood. If you're interested in any of those, they're in the channel. Also Chernobyl. I did watch Chernobyl after dark. It was cool. But yeah, we can just jump into it. So yeah, Dark season 3. Let's see what the fuck happened to Wyndon and what the fuck that like alternate universe bullshit Martha was about. Let's go. Oh, and I forgot to mention, but since this is the first episode of a new season, and this is something that I started doing a couple months ago, it is available to watch in full length alongside me for free for everybody. So check the link in the description in order to get the full length video for this episode, and you can watch it alongside me. I'm gonna be watching it on Netflix because I think that's literally the only place it is in. But yeah, see you there if you want to watch that. Who's this? I like how I was like, I got this, and then instantly I'm like, who is this? Is this like 2020, 2053, what? And this is just like the remains of like 1920 shit. They all have the same scar. Yeah, they do. Okay, they burned down the whole place. Are you the same person across time? That's why you all have the same... But it said someone we should... I don't think it should be, because I don't recognize neither of the three. I don't think. Oh, it's inverted now. It's because we're on an alternate timeline now. Because, like, the moment that Martha showed up with the alternate timeline shit, like, everything went out the window. Deja-vu. I've been in this place before. From what world? Let's fucking go, baby! Alright? Wow. That's a dope effect. They just... Like, he gets dematerialized and materializes somewhere else. Okay.
in dem wir uns zum ersten Mal begegnet sind.
Oh, she's leaving? She's leaving his ass?
Ich mach das wieder gut.
I'll make it right.
Das verspreche
I
ich.
promise. Okay, she has a lot of future knowledge. She's gone. And now you're gonna meet the past version of her that hasn't met you yet. Which is why she said that. And now you both are gonna have to figure what the fuck to do. And it's gonna end up leading into something that she tries to do. For November 2019. The letters are inverted in order to signify that this is an alternate universe. This is her. It's 2019, it's not 20, so wait. This reminds me of Jonas on episode 1. This makes is older, isn't it? Maybe just it's been a couple years that the actor is just older. We just have to pretend he's still a child, even though he's like maybe like 14. So what's up with Ulrich? Okay, so they were like awkwardly becoming a thing in the other world. In this world, I suppose they were always a thing. Okay, you guys are split, divorce, sure. Oh, they just ripped him from the fucking picture. What did Ulrich do in order to deserve that? Is he banging Hannah? I like this because like I get to learn about a completely different world. It's like it doesn't matter that much the fact that I haven't been watching the show for like a year, because now I have to relearn this different world. I mean, it's gonna matter, but okay. Alright, good reveal. Good shot in order to reveal what's happening. So, yeah. Ulrich split from his family and went to hook up with Hannah. And got her pregnant even. I suppose they're either married or they have a relation that is proper enough in order for her to be pregnant. But now she doesn't want that. Maybe by her expression. It's like we have to relearn everything we've learned. That's Martha, isn't she? The hair. Yeah. She's Martha, but she's wearing Jonas's fucking jacket, I suppose. Yeah. In this alternate version, in this alternate world, Martha is Jonas. She's the main character in this version of the world. Eric Ovendorf, still Eric, good old Eric, gone. It's fitting that this episode is called Deja-vu because this is like literally the first episode of the first season of Dark. But this Jonas is a fucking dumbass, so what might end up happening is that, like, he's gonna find Martha and he's gonna be like, what do you mean earlier? Tell me, what the fuck do you bring me here? And she's gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Killian. Who's Killian? I don't think he was the thing in the original world. It's gonna happen again. Yep. Oh, now he's missing an eye. Was he missing an eye earlier in the previous season? I don't think it was. It was just a year, was it? Charlotte! That was her name! I don't know why I saw her face and I was like, Charlotte. That means that he was beaten by Ulrich still in 53. Maybe not Ulrich, but by someone in 53, right? Because that's what Ulrich did make those scars on him, right? Does Jonas exist in this universe? Is this... I think this is Jonas's house in the original world, but it's Martha's house here. This is weird. I think it's literally your room, but inverted, right? That's Jonas.
Kann ich dir helfen? Ich bin Jonas.
Nobody knows you.
Für deine Klasse?
Nobody knows you, dude. You don't exist in this world.
Eine Unterschrift gefehlt.
Okay, he's gonna pretend he's just there. And the whole time he's just gonna look at Martha, which is gonna be weird. His hands are covered in her blood, too. Like, he looks really fucked up. Nobody, like, gave a shit about that. Maybe nothing, or maybe a new world. A world in which nothing is that it is in ours. This is awkward.
Ich weiß, dass Ulrich und du...
He took your
Ulrich und die
husband.
Kinder, dass das zu ihm gehört.
Er wollte noch was vorbeibringen.
Was denn vorbeibringen?
Ich weiß nicht.
Nein.
Oh. Wow, okay. So, I like that scene because Katharina was very happy to hear that Ulrich was, like, lying to her. He was like, ah, he's doing the same shit to you, huh? Alright. What is your plan? What is your game?
Warum ich hier bin.
This is not her, dude. In fact, I believe she has longer hair than the other version did. What day is today? Exactly.
Der 4. November
Year?
2019.
Yeah,
Versteh nicht.
you're earlier, yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kann ich dir irgendwie helfen?
Nope. Just walk away. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Alright. Is the setting for this entire season to just gonna be this alternate timeline? This is gonna be fun. Just a completely new change of pace, change of setting, everything. Do you two have a thing in this timeline? They do. Fuck, man. So that's where we went this morning. Wow. Ulrich jumped from one to the other and then I had a third affair in this timeline. Yep. There we go. He's missing an arm!
Reifenprofile. 47 PKW 2.
He wasn't missing an arm previously, right? He looks a little bit like Bartosz, though, sorry. He's not Bartosz because we saw Bartosz, but he looks a little bit like him. Also, I just remember Bartosz's name by looking at this guy's face. Wow, this has to be really tough for you to watch. So is that guy, whoever this guy's name was, is he gonna be the guy that time travels to the 80s and become someone else? Dude, you have to stop doing this. I mean, it's...
Martha.
What else are you gonna do, but...
Keine Ahnung, was du von mir willst, aber ich will nichts von dir, okay? Ich kenn keinen Michael Kahnwald. Hannas Mann ist mein Vater und der heißt Ulrich.
Are you gonna notice the fucking jacket at some point? Your jacket that she has for some reason? Just to signify that she's the main character? I mean, I don't think it means anything, but, you know. Maybe it does. I like this new look for Magnus, by the way. He just completely transformed into like a fucking metal band member. Still don't remember her name. She's the mute one in this world. Something I did forget about the show was the uncomfortable sex scenes. I didn't miss that. Why is it so goddamn foggy? This version of the listener can probably speak.
Mama?
Yep, there you go. His ear is okay. It's just the face now. It's just the eye. So Jonas is gonna need some kind of guidance here. Tideman Regina? She died? And that's why she asked Alexander, how are you holding up? That Peter? No, it is Peter.
Suchst du was Bestimmtes?
Peter was not a priest previous timeline, was he? Michael Conwell.
Kahnwald.
There's no Conwells here. I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. Okay. That is interesting. We're not gonna dwell into that line because we don't have information, but... Oh, it's the three dudes with the scars on their faces. Okay. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Dancing in September. Who is this guy?
Kann ich dir weiterhelfen?
I feel like this was like Helga's house, right? In like the 50s. I feel like we're setting up
Generalschlüssel
the master key
für das Kernkraftwerk.
for the nuclear power plant.
Soll
Yeah.
das ein Scherz sein?
Is this the guy? Yeah, this is the guy who ran the power plant in the 50s and then 80s, and Regina took over, and then now. He's still alive here then. Apples? Yes. Shinigamis really love apples. Why wasn't your door locked, old man? You know, people living in quiet, small towns, they need to like start locking doors. I understand that this shit never happens very much, but when it happens, you'll want to have been prepared. You're dead. Yep, they're the same person in case you didn't get that before. I want to say this might... Okay, two theories as to what this person is. Either the guy that is like kind of replacing Jonas in this timeline, or the baby that Hannah's about to have. He's dead. Because this is a person that we see as a kid, as an adult, and as an old man. So if it's the baby that Hannah has, it can be taken away and become that kid, and then the adult and the old man. Yeah, this is Eric Ovendor's father. I remember that. And he was like hiding drugs or something. I like that the way this episode is playing out is literally a mirror of the first episode of the show. I want to go back and see if like everything is a mirror. Like everything is inverted right to left. Because that would be cool. Because I know for a fact some things are. I feel like someone did this before, but I don't remember who it was. Was it her or was it Jonas? I feel like it was her.
Du hast das alles schon mal gesehen. Das Licht. Der Wald. Ich. Ein Déjà-vu. Oder ein Fehler in der Matrix.
She did say I had a weird deja vu on the first episode at this exact same spot. I remember that. And he was there when she said it.
Das ändere. Du hast die mitgenommen. Heide, die Babysitterin ist krank und er wollte nicht allein zu Hause bleiben, deswegen ist er mitgekommen.
No, this time is weird. It's different, dude.
Keine Ahnung, was die Scheiße hier soll. Aber Mikkel ist alt genug, der kann auf sich selber aufpassen.
Oh, he's just older then. Okay, so this Mikkel is actually older then.
Magst du mich nicht schnell mit?
Oh my fucking god, you two. And Waller knows exactly what's gonna happen. Look at this bitch ass face. Look at this mug motherfucker. He knows. Okay, he went back to his house and he's gonna encounter Hannah in there. No, not Hannah, Katharina. What am I saying? Katharina lives in that house now. And Mikkel, who's actually your dad, but not your dad in this world because he doesn't time travel. So you don't exist! Yeah. Oh, they're running together, so maybe that guy is the one that goes missing. The new guy. He disappeared, yeah, he was him! And now she's gonna see an older version of him? An older, bloodied version of someone. Cover in dark matter though. That was dark matter. Everywhere. Didn't Jonas have like dark matter coming out of his ear at some point or some shit? I'm misremembering that. I don't know who that was. It was a lady. Yes. The episodic musical bit where we just saw a bunch of characters looking ominously at slow motion. No, it's him. It's Killian. So Killian didn't time travel. Bartos didn't time travel. Magnus didn't time travel. She didn't time travel. So did no one time travel? That's Mikkel, yeah. Okay, so maybe no one time travels in this timeline. Meaning Mikkel doesn't go back, which means you don't exist. And that's just the way it is. Also, there has to be a reason why Helge is fucked up. Because the original version was that Ulrich beat him up. Peter is a priest now. They're running to the bunker. Because they know about the bunker, because they've been using it to bang. Just careful with your step, guys. There's a bunch of like mysterious fluids on the floor. It's fine. And they're gonna see like a portal opening up here now, though. Because now there's someone in the bunker. Okay, and what are you gonna see on the other side? The dead body falls. Is it Matt's? Yeah, because I think Peter was here in the original timeline. Matt's, yeah. Matt's Nielsen. Your dead uncle. Because the original timeline was Peter the one that found the body, yeah? And then he brought it to Matt's dad and was like, look at this shit. And then they hid it for like a full season. But now are the kids that found it because Magnus and the other chick, they knew about the bunker because they've been using it to bang. And now they were there because they ran over there as soon as the cave shit happened. And now they're the ones to find the body. Who are you running into? I've waited for this moment for so long. Who is that? That's for you to come back. That's an old lady. What old lady? Is that an old version of Martha? That is an old version of Martha, isn't it? That is an old version of Martha. The hairstyle gives it away.
Ist nicht zurückgereist.
So you don't exist here.
Gleichen Schicksal verdammt.
Alright.
Deine. Wieder und wieder. Ja.
Because of you.
Und wegen mir.
And because of me. We're both the main characters. So in this timeline, she is Adam. Her name is Eve. Her name is fucking Eve. What is her name is fucking Eve. Then whoa! What is this? Now we maybe get to learn more about alternate universe, Martha. Okay, so the 21st night of September, love was changes the night of pretenders while chasing the clouds away. Okay, so this version of Martha is the mysterious stranger equivalent. She's just not as old. I suppose he's trying to create the black hole. So Tannhaus is the mad scientist in this universe. Fuck you! Jonas Tannhaus? And this is after both of you know what's happening. Yep. This is Orange Jonas then. There's a weird age gap. Don't do this.
helfen, den Ursprung zu
I'm
finden.
here to help you find the origin.
Die eine Sache,
The one thing
die der Anfang
that's
für
beginning
alles
of
ist.
everything. In your world
Und in meiner.
and in mine. That's the end of the episode. And there's nothing else. That's just the credits then. Okay. I feel like I followed everything pretty well. But here's the thing. I have questions. Alright, season 3 episode 1 down. Okay. I feel like I followed everything pretty well. I feel like it was pretty alright first attempt at this first episode. After not watching this shit for like 11 months. It was pretty good. I felt like if anything it was a good like refresher of like this is where every character is. And then pretty much everything that you're seeing just invert it in your brain. Like flip it. And you go like, oh okay. So okay, everything I was watching, I was like, was that supposed to be like that? And it's like, well, no, clearly, just invert it, and that's what it is. And even then, like, even if I don't remember the details of things, I do remember, like, a visual, right? I do remember, like, a snapshot of the episode in my brain. So, as the episode was, like, unraveling in front of me, I kept thinking, this is just the same shit from episode 1. And as soon as you catch on to that, which was pretty much the moment Martha woke up, I was like, this is just the way Jonas woke up in the first episode, isn't it? And that is like Jonas's room, but like inverted, isn't it? Like it's like the same room, except that Jonas's bed wasn't on the right, it was on the left. But it's like the same shit. That's the way I like saw it, and I was like, that I thought that was Jonas's house, but then Martha was there with Katharina, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then it's like, well, yes, it is the house, but not really. So in this universe, Mikkel is older for some reason. So he never went with Magnus to that shit that they did at the fucking like at the caves, which means that he just never time traveled to the 80s, which means that he never became Mike and Conwell, he never hooked up with Hannah, and he never had Jonas. So Jonas does not exist in this timeline. Here's my question. Who the fuck is this other guy? I don't remember his name. Give me a second. I'll listen. Like, I'm watching at the credits, just the names. Killian Ovendorf. Okay, they just give you a name. I mean, they did say that he was like his brother, right? So Killian Ovendorf. Did Killian... Okay, okay, I don't know if this is a spoiler, actually. If it's not, then just... Well, but if you tell me the answer, or if you don't tell me the answer, that already tells me what the answer is. Alright, don't say anything. But I don't know if Killian was a thing in the first season. I don't know if Killian was there in the original timeline. Because, like, that's what... Like, at the very least, he wasn't part of that group of friends. I suppose you can just maybe say like sure, Jonas is not here, therefore that just shakes up the entire dynamic of the group, and then they just like have a different friend, they just meet different people, and so this guy Killian just becomes the other friend, you know, the one that fills that spot. But he was already there in the original timeline. He just wasn't part of that group of friends. You can just say that, and until proven otherwise, I'm just gonna assume that. But he could definitely have some like weird shit that happened in the past that leads up to his existence. So the episode starts, and we see the end of season 2. We see Jonas time travel. Well, universe travels to a different world because the other Martha gets him there, and then that Martha just leaves him there. Like I would have assumed that Jonas would have had some kind of guidance, some kind of partner, just like, hey, both of us are just traveling and trying to figure out what to do. And then no, she just left him just to rot it there in the fucking cave. It's just like, yup, just deal with it. And she did say a couple of very interesting lines. Today's the day it all began. the day we first met. This instantly tells me that this version of Martha is the version of Martha that we see in the, like, across the episode, right? This Martha is that Martha that we're seeing with the yellow jacket and everything, windbreaker, whatever. Jonas goes, "What's that supposed to mean?" Martha, here's the thing: is that Martha is staring at him with this expression that tells me that Jonas might like die, and she's staring at a ghost, that she's really fucked up, and she goes that you and I, your world and my world, form a knot that is inextricably intertwined. What do you mean, your world? And then she says, "I'll make it right. I promise." And then she's gone. All right. So, what the fuck, right? Okay. So that tells me that this is the version of Martha that we've seen across the episode with the yellow jacket, alternate Martha. It's the same Martha as the black Martha, right? The ones that's wearing black. So I'm assuming this version of Martha is the mysterious stranger equivalent of Jonas in the previous world. Like, she is older, she's wiser, she's been going through some shit, and, well, I suppose this could be this Jonas equivalent of that Martha. Because this Jonas is like a year or 2 years older than the original Jonas. So I suppose she could be the equivalent of this Jonas, right? Not necessarily the mysterious stranger. Then, okay, Jonas is left here in 2019. And we just get a repeat of the first episode of the show. And I have to say, kudos to them for doing this, because this was pretty dope. I really do like how, like, I want to say half of the episode, if not more, was literally just like a repeat of episode 1, but with like characters in different spots, or like different characters being in the same spots as the others, right? And sometimes the shots were just in bursts, I think, but they just give us enough like information here in order for us to be like, okay, if we latch onto these details, maybe we'll figure something out. So, for example, I don't think Waller was missing an arm in season 2. Was he? First of all, I don't think Waller was a character in season 1. Maybe he was, I don't remember. But I don't think he was missing an arm in season 2, was he? I keep thinking that maybe he had something that was wrong with him in season 2, but I don't remember what it was. Like, I feel like he was sick in some way. I don't remember that. I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna go like back and shit. I could like hit up like episode 1 of season 2 maybe, and maybe if I see Waller there, I'll be like, yo, that's Waller. Okay, there he is, Waller. He has both arms. I wasn't crazy. I saw this scene where he was with his like transgender sibling. So cool. There we go. Was it the sibling? I think it was the sibling. I don't remember. But okay, so Waller in this timeline has one arm. Helge has one eye, but his ear is intact. But correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason why Helge was fucked up on this side, on his ear in the original timeline, was because Ulrich beat him half to death, didn't he? And that's why he got locked up in the 50s, because he was like, you are the asshole that did this to me, like my kid or whatever, so I'm gonna beat you to death before you have the chance to do it. So then he got locked up for it, and Helge got fucking traumatized by it, and then he became whatever the fuck he became because of Ulrich, probably. And like, okay, sure, what other things are different? Hannah's pregnant with Ulrich because Ulrich was with Katharina and had Magnus, Martha, and Mikkel earlier than usual, and then he jumped ship and went to Hannah, hooked up with Hannah. They're living together. They're like a proper couple now, not just an affair, and got Hannah pregnant, but now he's having an affair again with Charlotte, which I suppose makes sense because Peter was having an affair with the transgender prostitute because he's into dicks. That's what his daughter said at one point, at some point. The daughter that I don't remember the name, Elizabeth's sister. Okay, so her. By the way, she's mute here in this world. I don't know if she's deaf mute or just mute, but she's absolutely mute. She has the condition that Elizabeth has originally, but in this version it's inverted. She has it and Elizabeth doesn't. All right. Also, Regina Tideman died in this timeline. That sucks. She probably died of cancer. She already had it in the original version, so here maybe she had that again, and she just passed away. Alexander is dealing with it. Is hanging in there. What else is different? The fact that this dude that I already forgot his name again. The fucking young dude that is replacing Jonas, him. He's hooking up with Martha, sure. I like that they showed. Okay, so there was a sex scene that I was like, yeah, sure, another sex scene, but it actually did give me hints as to something that mattered. And we have Magnus and the other chick banging, and they're banging in the fucking bunker. And the thing is that they discover the bunker. Probably she discovered it because Peter knew about it, because Peter is now the priest. I don't think he was a priest earlier. What was Peter before? I don't remember. He was the psychologist. Yeah, he was the psychologist, or like a therapist that like Jonas went for when his dad died. I remember. So Peter was there, and I think he was like repenting or like praying or just regretting his life choices of cheating on his wife with the transgender prostitute, and he was just there in the bunker because of it. And he probably knew because of the bunker because, well, I don't know why he knew about it. He just knew about it, I suppose. Because Helga knew about it, right? Okay, so I'm trying to piece everything together. Things that happened before and things that are happening right now. So, and he was there, and he was the one that discovered the body of Mads when it showed up. And then he went to, I forgot his name, Ulrich's dad. He went to him and was like, yo, I found this dead kid and it says that his name is Mads. Come watch this shit. And then he looked at it and he was like, that's him. And then they were like, what the fuck is happening? And then they just like, put the body somewhere it could be found, and then they were just like, yep, nothing happened. And it was like a full season of us like tricking us, the audience, into thinking that they did something wrong, but they were just like there, and it was like, I don't know what the fuck happened. But in this version, because Magnus and this chick are hooking up and banging in the bunker, they know about the bunker, which means that as soon as the like light shit happened and the like earthquake because of the time travel happened, they instantly ran to the bunker. So all of the kids, the loser gang, this version of the loser gang, ran into the bunker. And then Mads' body appeared, and they are the ones that discover it. What are they going to do with that body? I don't know, but okay. I suppose they have to like call Ulrich and be like, Ulrich, what the fuck? Because it's like their dad, and it's like, this is your dead body, isn't it? And it's like, and Ulrich could even be like, what is this sick prank that you're playing on me? But it's like, it's not a prank. It's the fucking dead body, dude. So I don't know how that would play out. So, all right. Hannah, what am I saying? Martha. I keep confusing the two names. Sorry. But Martha and Jonas. Okay. So I remember in episode 1, and the reason why I remember this is because I kept thinking about it. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And it's that in episode 1 of season 1, Martha had this moment where she was like, I just had a weird deja vu. And it was at the exact same moment here where Jonas said it. They were like walking on the railings. Because it was just the two of them, I remember, in the original version. And here again, Jonas is like, there's like this deja vu, like we've met before, but like not really. It's like another like version of the world, like a glitch in the matrix or some shit. Like, you remember me. And it seems like she might have some semblance of like piercing through the Matrix exactly, but maybe not really. And then everyone else showed up, and Jonas said some other weird shit because he was like the Mikkel shit, and they were like, all right, fuck off, you're a creep. Fair. So he fucked off. And he went to his house, and he didn't go into his house, he just went there. And then on the outside of the house, an old lady came to him and was like, all right, so this is what's happening. And that old lady is 100% Martha. I don't even remember if she said it, but that lady is Martha, 100% confirmed. The hairstyle gives it away. The fact that it has to be impactful gives it away. And I'm calling it right now. If that is Martha, which like 99.8% sure she is, because she says like everything happens because of you and because of me, you know, both main characters of our own timelines, yeah? Like the yellow windbreaker is what gives it away. And also because this is like the old version of her, so she's been time travel. She was also wearing black, and the Martha that we originally met here also was wearing black. I'm calling it right now. If that is Martha, her name is Eve. Because if Jonas, if older Jonas is the one that fucks everything up, and he's Adam, then she is the one that fucks everything up in this timeline, and her name has to be Eve, because this show has to be dumb, like symbolic on everything that it does, and like dumb cheesy and everything that it does. Like this is something the show has always done, and it's great. It's great because I can like call it, and it happens. Okay, so whatever. Moving back to whenever Mikkel was supposed to disappear, I like that they baited us with thinking that Killian was gonna disappear, but he didn't. Martha's in the woods, and then she hears someone say Martha, and then she turns around, and there's this lady covered in black goo, in this dark matter shit. I have no idea who the fuck this is. Alright, let's go over female characters real quick. Hannah, that's not her. Katharina, that's not her. Noah's sister, I don't remember her name, could be. Because there's no alternate universe counterpart here. Because the person that showed up originally for Jonas here was his dad, was Mike and Conwell. But for her, there is no counterpart because Mike and Conwell doesn't exist. Nobody travels back in time and becomes their own like parent or whatever, or sure, becomes your friend's parent, right? Nobody does that in the timeline, so it's not this person. Both of her parents are still here. Katharina's still here. That's not Katharina. So I don't know who that is. The fact that she's covering goo, is it her? Is it just her? It could be her. I don't know. Regina? Claudia? Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Don't know what's happening. Then the older version, Eve, shows up and explains to Jonas that this universe is still gonna have the same fate as the one that Jonas comes from, because of him and because of her and because they're intertwined. Sure, I don't know how, but let's say it is, because they are, because characters have said it is. Then we jump to time, the dimension world traveling Martha wearing black. And then she goes to the 21st night of September. And she goes to a fucking mansion or whatever. Not like a mansion, it's like a, I don't know, like an abandoned like warehouse place that just says Tannhaus. So it's like a big property owned by Tannhaus. So he had a lot of money. And there's someone doing weird like Tesla experiments. And then she just walks in and she goes, Jonas, and then it turns around and it is Jonas. It's an older Jonas. It's not an old Jonas. It's like a 40-year-old Jonas. 33 years, Jonas is like, yeah, so it has to be like a 40 years old Jonas. I don't remember how old the Mysterious Stranger was, but that's the actor. It's the Mysterious Stranger equivalent Jonas in a, Here's the thing. I don't know where this is fucking taking place. In what world? Because that's the problem. Is that now not only is not what time, it's what world. I think this is another world. Or it could be the one that we just got introduced to. It absolutely could be. But the thing is that Martha, she traveled again with her device, so that makes you think that she traveled to another world, unless that device allows for just transportation. So she could have just gone somewhere else, but I think that she traveled to a different world, and then she meets this Jonas. And so what might happen is that this Martha is like getting all the Jonas, just all the warriors from multiple worlds that are all guilty of fucking things up, and just being like, okay, everybody get together, we have to stop this, whatever. That could be what she's doing. Because the thing is that she comes in and she's like Jonas, and Jonas is like, oh my god, you're alive. Or this could just be this straight up mysterious stranger. This could just be the old Jonas mysterious stranger, because we don't know what happened to him. So this could be the exact same older Jonas. But like, it's because that's the thing, because like now Jonas is trapped in another world. Jonas still has to like go back and become himself in the original world. Do those older version of Jonas knew about the alternate timelines? Then everything that they do happens because of the alternate timelines to begin with. Like, I'm pretty sure I already thought about this when it happened, but like, okay, so this Jonas at the end, which version of Jonas it is? Is it a different universe version of older Jonas? Is it the mysterious stranger that we already had in the previous seasons? And this is just what he did after he took the kids at the end of season 2? When is this? This could be the 20s. This could be the 20s, and he comes up with this machine, and that is what it starts like the sect and the church. It wouldn't be the 20s. It would be earlier, because they're old by the time it's the 20s. So this would have to be the 1800s. Okay, back. Building. Those lights they're not like electricity based. So this has to be old. How old though? Okay. Are they electricity based or not? Martha's standing on the rain. I think that's like a carriage or something. A barrel and some kind of like wheel device. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a carriage. Oh, they just told me that. I was just so focused on the 21st night of September that I didn't pay attention to the year. I was just making an Earth, Wind, and Fire reference. Let's fucking go. I'm fucking stupid. Let's go. I'm happy about that, though. I'm happy about that. I'm glad to like be here and be stupid in front of a camera again. This is fun. By the way, like I feel like, so when I originally watched Dark, like a lot of people take this show like very seriously, and I had a lot of people that were like very serious about it in the comments. I've only gotten stupider, dumber, and like jokier and more fun with the passing of the year. I've only like gone extra hard in being dumb. So yes, I am going to make a September by Earth, Wind, and Fire reference and completely miss the year that they're giving me. That's just what I'm gonna be doing. I'm sorry, but it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, man. They fucking slap super hard. So this is the 1800s. So this has to be the, okay. So she went back to the original timeline where older Jonas, mysterious stranger Jonas, took the kids, the loser gang, you know, like Bartos and Magnus or whatever. It took all of them to the 1800s, and then they grew in order to become the adult version of themselves that are helping Adam in the 1920s. All right, I'm pretty sure that I also thought about this when season 2 happened. I was like, where did he take him? They're there in the 20s, so it had to have been the 1800s. Yeah, That makes sense. So this is the mysterious stranger then. Oh yeah, because give me a second. Because 21st September 1888 is not inverted. The letters are not reversed, meaning that this is the original timeline. So there's only 2 of them. Okay, I was thinking there would be a third one maybe, but no, it's just the original and the alternate. So she comes for the mysterious stranger. Here's the thing, is that the mysterious stranger goes, "You're alive." Which makes me think maybe he doesn't know about the original alternate universe jump that the young Jonas did, but he has to because it's him, isn't he? Unless it's not. Or unless the alternate world operates in a different rule set that doesn't necessarily have to make sense in a timeline. I don't know. But okay. So that's where we're at right now. This is fucking nuts. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Wait, but if he has the Tannhaus place, this is the 1800s. Is H.G. Tannhaus a direct descendant of Jonas? Of Adam? Okay. I don't know how that comes together, but I'm sure they'll tell me at some point. Anyway, is there anything else that I have to say about this? I mean, I'm just fucking like I feel like this is a good first episode because it's like a repeat of the original first episode. So it's like the same structure. But oh yeah, we have to talk about the 3 people with the like lips that are killing people. I feel like there was someone that had like a lip like that, like a cut on their lips in the original show, but I don't remember who the fuck it was. Don't remember who it was. Okay, tell me if this is the case. I don't think this is a spoiler, but if there was a character that had like a cut on their lip here on the first 2 seasons, tell me who it was, because I should be able to remember that. I just don't. If that was the case. If it's not the case, then this is just a completely different character, a new character, and there we go. You know, just fucking, that's it. But what's interesting about this character is that it's like a time agent. It's like a time agent that is traveling around and is doing shit. But it's one person, but there are 3 of them. So it's like the kid version, the adult version, and the old version. And all of them are moving almost in sync and doing shit together. There's no reason for a character to have all 3 versions of themselves across time do the one job. You can just have one. You don't need the 3. I suppose you have extra bodies in case something goes wrong, but like, I don't know, man. But this also means that like, who could that be? I theorize it could have been like, what was this fucking name? The dude, I always forget his name. I want to say Killinger, but it's not his name. Francisca, that was her name. That's not who I meant just now, by the way. But I just read Francisca on the credits and I was like, yeah, that him. Killian Ovendorf. I'm gonna write it fucking down. Killian. There we go. I'm not gonna remember. I want to say Killinger, and it's like, no. Killian, this motherfucker. It could be him. I don't think it's him. Because we see a kid version of this, like, time agent. And also, he doesn't have, like, a scar on his lip, does he? Yeah, no, that gives it away. So it can't be him. Who is it? There was, like, another kid that went missing at one point. So maybe it's one of the kids that goes missing. It was like a friend of Elizabeth, yeah, that goes missing. Maybe it could be him, but instead of dying and going missing, he becomes this time agent, right? Because they have to take someone that is a kid or a baby. It could be Hannah's baby too. That's the other one I'm thinking of. Because he has to be someone from like a very young age. Because the first version is a kid. So I don't know who that could be. I'm assuming it's a new character. If there was a character that had that lip thing, tell me who it was. In the first 2 seasons. If not, then don't tell me, please. But yeah, anything else worth talking about this episode? How much did I talk about this discussion? Yeah, it's not. I wasn't as long as I thought it would be. Only half an hour. That's fine. Editing this episode is gonna be a fucking nightmare, by the way, because like I have to edit. Oh fuck yeah! I have to edit not only an hour to 10 minutes. I also have to edit the subtitles because I gave in despite the Patreon goal not being met. I did give in and decided to switch to the sub. Because at this point I have no attachment to the show anymore, so I'm just like, fuck it, let's just go to the sub now, because like that's literally what everyone has been saying since the beginning, and I was just like stubborn, and I was just like, well, I'm already like doing the dubs, so don't switch horses midstream. But now it's been a year, so I'm like, fuck it, sure, let's just do sub, whatever, why not? I'm just gonna have to like edit the sub shit, so the screen region for the reaction might be a little bit weird, but whatever. I'll figure some shit out, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, that was it for this episode of Dark. Thank you for being here. But if you would like to watch next episode 1 week earlier, it should already be up on Patreon, as well as full length for, yeah, that and this, everything. You know, this one was already in the description, but everything else should all be there. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care, everyone. Bye.